Prynhawn da, good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to welcome you to Cardiff Metropolitan University graduation ceremonies for the class of 2022. You have made it. Boneddigion a boneddigesau, rydym yn falch I croesowi y seremoniau Graddio Ysgol Metropolitan Caerdydd. A gaifa myfynwyr 2022, da iawn hi. Just a couple of housekeeping points. Can you please make sure your mobile phone is on silent for the duration of the ceremony? We don't expect any fire alarms today, but should the unexpected happen, the staff of the Wales Millennium Centre will escort you to assembly points. We would ask that you remain in your seats until the ceremony is over and the academic panel have left the auditorium. Please show your appreciation for all of our students by applauding and cheering as the graduates process across the stage. Please be all upstanding for the academic procession. Diolch yn fawr.
Ladies and gentlemen, I declare this congregation open. Please be seated.
I call upon President and Vice-Chancellor, Professor Cara Aitchison, to make the opening address.
Prynhawn da, a chroeso cynnes in ceremony radio, Lord Mayor, Chancellor, Honorary Graduate, colleagues, graduands, families and friends. It's our great pleasure to receive students from across Wales and the wider world here this week for our graduation ceremonies for the class of 2022. And we're delighted that our ceremonies and celebrations take place once again in a building that's come to symbolise Wales, our nation's culture, and now our hopes for the future. And this is a ceremonial occasion that's evolved over the university's 157-year history. But it's also a celebratory occasion, and I encourage you, our graduands, to show your appreciation of your fellow students by applauding the last as loudly as the first as they cross the stage. And when you embarked on your student journey as long ago as 2018 or 2019, no one imagined that by the time we reached this day, we'd be coming to the end of a long and testing global pandemic, and we'd now be witness to a war in Europe. And you've had the most challenging of journeys. Your time at university hasn't been all that you would have imagined or wished for. Each of the last 3 years has been disrupted by COVID. And I know that you have at times felt disappointed, frustrated, and sometimes even lonely. But you're here now because you've overcome all of these significant challenges. You're here now because you've been successful. And in most cases, that success will have been supported by my colleagues here on the platform and by your family and friends in the congregation. They have supported you to find that determination, that resilience for which you needed to dig deep. So we congratulate you on your efforts, and I wonder if we can just take a moment at the beginning of this ceremony for us to congratulate you and perhaps for you to show your thanks to all of those who have helped you on your journey to this successful conclusion. Congratulations. Diolch. And while the coronavirus pandemic has undoubtedly brought the worst of times, it's also shown the very best of Cardiff Met. And you, our students, you worked in accredited NHS laboratories undertaking PCR tests. You staffed test, trace and protect services. You supported parents with homeschooling, and you delivered sport, health and well-being activities to our schools and communities. And our staff responded quickly and effectively to develop and deliver online learning and student support. They created and donated PPE and testing equipment. They hosted Wales National Blood Donor Centre and a COVID testing centre on campus. And they managed accommodation and catering on campus for frontline workers, international and care leaver students for whom Cardiff Met remained home throughout the various lockdowns. And I'm extremely proud of the way students and staff lived our values and responded as one community during the pandemic. And you, our students and our staff from the School of Sport and Health Sciences, You've demonstrated enormous resilience in your response to the pandemic, and you've delivered excellence in so many areas. Open Campus, our initiative to provide sport and physical activity opportunities to 10,000 children and 30 schools across Cardiff this year, won the successful School Years Award at the inaugural Purpose Coalition Levelling Up Universities Awards earlier this month. Staff and students from across the school are involved in Cardiff's Move More strategy, launched in June with the aim of making Cardiff the best city in the UK and renowned internationally for walking, cycling and physical activity. This innovative collaboration between Cardiff Council, Cardiff and Vale Health Board, Public Health Wales and Cardiff Metropolitan University will benefit the health and well-being of our community, whilst offering staff and students research opportunities and work placements. And earlier this year, the school launched a partnership between Cardiff Met and Bristol Speech and Language Therapy Research Unit to develop research courses and placement opportunities designed to improve the care and management of people with speech, language, communication, audiology and swallowing disorders. Dr. Claire Glennon and Dr. Heidi Sieg ran a two-day summer school for 10 Cardiff-based refugees and asylum seekers. Funded by Cardiff Met's Global Grant Scheme, the summer school provided an introduction to studying psychology. In May, Cardiff Met and City Unity College, one of our partners in Greece, held an online student conference, Psychology Across Borders, where students from Greece and Wales had the opportunity to present their work and discuss their findings with each other. And Jamie Nash, a PhD student, received the prestigious Best Collaborative Scott Murphy Award for his research into cold storage of platelets. The Best Collaborative is an international research organisation developing products and practices in transfusion medicine and cellular therapies for donors and patients. So these are wonderful achievements, and they join the achievements of many previous graduates. You're about to become part of the Cardiff Met alumni, and we want you to feel really proud of your university, a university that's grown, diversified, and improved significantly just since the time you joined only a few years ago. And our success is evidenced by the awards of the Times and the Sunday Times Welsh University of the Year 2021, and the Times Higher Education UK and Ireland University of the Year 2021. Our School of Technologies, launched in 2018, now has over 1,000 students on our Llandaf campus in new accommodation. Our Global Academies, launched in 2020, are delivering cutting-edge research and innovation in health and human performance, human-centred design, and food science, safety, and security. And our income has grown annually from approximately 100 million when you joined to a forecast just short of 160 million next year, making Cardiff Met the most financially sustainable university in Wales. And we will use this financial success to invest around £150 million in our campuses over the next 8 years, ensuring our whole university achieves net zero at the earliest opportunity. And we're committed to supporting future generations of students and to supporting you as alumni through ongoing careers support and financial support for postgraduate study. We're also committed to our international agenda, and Cardiff Met offers degrees to over 11,500 students each year in 17 partner colleges in 15 countries around the world. As a designated university of sanctuary, hosting academics and students who've been displaced by war and conflict, We'll continue to support those from Afghanistan, Ukraine, and other countries around the globe. And we've recently twinned with Skovoroda National Pedagogic University in Kharkiv in Ukraine, and we're providing support and access to learning resources and research opportunities to ensure that students and staff in Ukraine can continue with their education, even though their university is in a war zone and has been the subject of recent missile attacks. And finally, some good uplifting news. Almost 40 students, staff and alumni of Cardiff Met will represent Team Wales in 11 sports at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham that open next week. This week, over 5,000 students from the class of 2022 and from over 100 countries will graduate with degrees from your university. And I'd like to read this full list of countries, but let me just say it starts with Afghanistan, it ends with Zimbabwe, it includes Ukraine and Russia, and together all of our students and graduates seek to make a difference to peace, prosperity, and social justice in Wales, the UK, and all around the world. Education is our soft power around the globe. It's our catalyst for economic prosperity, social mobility, and cultural cohesion. And as graduates of Cardiff Met, I ask that you continue to act as our catalysts for change, that you celebrate your university's values of creativity, diversity, freedom, and innovation, and you live our behaviours of leadership, trust, courage, and accountability. Your university's motto is "the most valuable possession is knowledge." And as graduates, you now have lots of that valuable possession. As you make your way in the world as the change makers and peace builders in our communities and all around the globe, your journeys will no doubt continue to encounter challenges along the way. And I'd just suggest that you remember that you are part of that class of 2022, the class that overcame some of the biggest challenges in the most difficult of times. You have the knowledge, the skills, the experience to achieve your ambitions, and you also have the ability to support those who follow in your footsteps. My colleagues and I are extremely proud of every single one of you and the way that you've navigated this most challenging of journeys. Please be proud of yourself and all that you've achieved and enjoy this great day of ceremony and celebration. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Thank you.
I call upon Professor Katie Thirlaway, the Dean of the Cardiff School of Sport and Health Sciences.
Lord Mayor, Chancellor, President and Vice-Chancellor, I present to you the students who have been awarded within the Cardiff School of Sport and Health Sciences. Programme Director Sally Hicks will announce the students who have been awarded Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Science.
Harissa Abbas. Urjwan Abu Salama. Ernestina Agyapong. Faisal Al-Mutairi. Buthaina Al-Sabri. Zaid Khalifa Ali Al-Saidi. Nadia Awan. Liberty Louise Balmer. Shahana Begum. Kelsey Elizabeth Jean Bottomley. Janea Aina Marie Kalanga. Amrit Kaur Chima. Neve Clark. Alice Collins. Jasmine Cooper. Helen Louise Edward. Hassan Ejderoglu. Hannah Evans. Yusuf Francis. Amelia Green. Lucy Harris. Sarush Hashimi. Chloe Hollinshead. Lucy Annabelle Hopkins. The next student is a recipient of a prize, the Oxford University Press Prize for Achievement in Biosciences, Zara Simone Jamil Asghar. Daisy Johns. Marsha Johnson. Farhan Kadir. Dana Kirkham. Rebecca Lloyd. Jack Frederick Hogan Marchant Hall. The next student is a recipient of a prize, the Royal Society of Biology Top Project Award, Khalija Uloma Nodim. Alicia Lake. Tyler Olding. Arij Omer. Amy Kate Osborne. Pruthwiraj Panigrahi. Abigail May Parsons. Charlie Jade Parvin. Ethan David Peasy. The next student is the recipient of several prizes. The Research Project Poster Prize, the Royal Society of Biology Top Student Award, and the Institute of Biomedical Science President's Prize for Excellence. Georgia Pugh. Katie Rees. Hannah Molly Rees. Atif Rehman. Lowry Richards. Carice Kayana Samuels. Julie Elizabeth Samways. Katie Amber Tennant. Rose Isabel May Tinman. Keisha, Kezia Lillian Ann Woodhouse.
Programme Director Catherine Withycombe will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences with Health, Exercise and Nutrition.
Will Allen. Harry Bevan. Nathan Christopher Burns. Faye Clow. The next student is the recipient of the Dilynwch Memorial Prize for the Best Research Project Poster Prize, Joshua Davis. Elizabeth DeCoyne. Jake Fabi. Jack Francis. Thomas Wynne Hughes. Evan Job. James Legg. Alice McCormack. Joseph Phillips. Howell Roberts. Rebecca Amira Young. On behalf of Dylan Corsaran, who sadly died, his brother Tyler will collect Dylan's degree on behalf of his family.
Dr. Melanie Jones will announce a student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
I present Henry Dawson, completing his PhD entitled The Role of Housing Act 2004 Licensing in Addressing the Needs and the Issues of the Stakeholders in the Private Rental Housing Sector of England and Wales. As far as is known, he is the only person to have achieved a PhD in environmental health and housing, focusing on this issue, licensing. There is very little published on the effectiveness of the housing licensing system though there is a growing interest in this area following the recent publication of the UK Government's White Paper on private renting. Henry's work will be able to substantially contribute to the ongoing policy proposals in this area. It should be noted that Henry completed his PhD whilst remaining a full and active member of the teaching team at Cardiff Metropolitan and has been leading work for the review on the Housing, Health and Safety Rating System. There are few in the environmental health housing that would have the research background that Henry has to deliver on this major project. As one of his supervisors, I know the dedication, time and personal sacrifices Henry has put to his PhD and the impact that his research will have for licensed tenants going forwards. And for this, I would like to congratulate Dr. Dawson on his PhD. Thank you.
I'm delighted to now announce the winner of the Student-Led Teaching Award for 2022, School Lecturer of the Year for Cardiff School of Sport and Health Sciences has been awarded to Dr. Paul Foley. We'll just let Paul get onto the stage. Programme Director Meninda Alawalia will announce the students being awarded Master of Science in Biomedical Science, Cellular and Molecular Pathology.
Tyler Lee Harris. Georgina Kathleen Elizabeth Joad. Master of Science, Biomedical Science, Immunohematology, Aaron Brennan. Georgina Gwen. Abdullah Mohammad. Master of Science, Biomedical Science, Medical Biochemistry, Zoe Khane. Kimberly Clark. Nicole Alexandria Gowet. Neve Channing. Kirsty Louise O'Connor. Master of Science, Biomedical Science, Medical Microbiology, Jesse Burgess. Tuti Faljwara. Dilhara Mampitia. Matthew Timothy Whelan.
Programme Director Ian Bezodis will announce the students being awarded Master of Research, Biomedical Science.
Thomas Burden. Kaelan Powis.
Programme Director Julie Duffy will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Complementary Healthcare with Practitioner Status.
Bethan Keynes. Gabrielle Hereford. Lisa Jenkins. David William Latham. Tessa Liebird. Catherine Maddox. The next student is the recipient of a prize, the award for the best undergraduate dissertation, Bethan Owen. Joanne Strevens.
Programme Director Chet Giselle will announce the students with a foundation degree in Science with Dental Technology.
James Chatterton. Ashley Shepherd. Tom Keast. David Powell Nowazitsky. Natalie Turnbull. Khadija Yassin.
Programme Director Jeff Lewis will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Dental Technology.
Ilham Nabil Mohammad Al-Mandari. Naili Aline Binti Salo. Ariana Gusanish Gomez. Emily Kate Carrington. Ahmed Bashir Salim El-Warfali. Siobhan Hardwick. Josh Hinchley. Amy Marie Inkledon. Sarin Mia Lewis. Leila Miladi. Supriya Tamang. Jaskiran Ubi. Maureen Webb. Samuel Wong. Martina Zubovic. This concludes the awards for the BSc Honours Dental Technology.
Programme Director Henry Dawson will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health.
Al Hwnnw, Al Hodiani. Claire Louise Bevan. Amy Cummings. Daniel Kiembe Depuy. Jade Natalie Evans. Eleanor Humperson. Reforme Higu. Ravina Kang. James William Pickford. Mike Purcell. Leah Sumner. Julia Wheeler. Olivia Jane Wild. Jenna Amelia Winters.
Programme Director Alistair Tomlinson will announce the students being awarded Master of Science in Applied Public Health.
Mazume Rizaki. Adaronke Tololope Adebayo. Nazma Akhtar. Aisha Akhtar. Ijeoma Josephine Duru. Afolakemi Grace Folarunsho. Binta Tuko Mohammad. Bukola Ayodele Ojasami. Caroline Young. Theodora Ifechukwude Okpalobi.
Chancellor, Lord Mayor, Vice-Chancellor and President, graduands, distinguished guests and colleagues, I have the honour to present to you for the award of Honorary Doctor of the University, Jason Mohammad. Jason, you are easily the most successful Welsh sport broadcaster and presenter of all time, and in doing that you have become a great role model for all aspiring young journalists. Day in and day out you represent Wales to and at the highest level. In representing Wales on screen at a host of Summer and Winter Olympics, Commonwealth Games, snooker, final score, match of the day, Six Nations rugby, you have become one of the most recognisable faces in sport media in the UK. I'm looking forward to watching the 2022 Commonwealth Games, where many of our students will be performing, with you hosting the first show of the day at 9:15. I'm going to be there every day. I don't know how you find the time, but when you aren't at sport events, either as a presenter or a fan, you also work through the medium of English and Welsh on a range of programmes on TV and radio, from current affairs, faith and travel. Your commitment to the Welsh language was keenly shown by your very personal take on the Ely riots for S4C. This highlighted not just your love of the language, but also your love of Ely, from where you came. It also gave you space to talk about some of the racism which you faced as a Muslim growing up in West Cardiff. Your Sunday Faith show on BBC Radio 2 regularly gets 2 million listeners, which is quite extraordinary and demonstrates your ability to speak to audiences about the things that matter to them. You're a speaker and a campaigner within Wales's Muslim community, and you have filmed your own pilgrimage to Mecca for S4C, which was a hugely moving story. You went to Glyndŵr High School in Ely and then took your A-levels at Cardiff and the Vale College before going on to study Welsh and politics at Swansea University. It was in Swansea University, with the help of some hospital radio, you gained a thirst for journalism and went on to do the postgraduate course in broadcast journalism at Cardiff University. You joined BBC Wales in 1997 as a news reporter on Wales Today. You soon became a very familiar face, tackling not just sports, but also some tough news stories. Contacts in BBC Wales tell me that you are tenacious, inquisitive, and this is really important. You're a nice guy who cares about people and is interested in what they've got to say. These are the skills you display every day on the Radio Wales phone-in. Jason, you're an extraordinary role model for all young people, and not surprisingly, you are now doing much to help the next generation succeed in broadcasting. You launched the Jason Mohammad Academy at CAVAC last year. All of CAVAC's BTEC journalism students will benefit from the Academy and from promoting widening access into the profession of journalism. We're looking forward to working with you and the Academy to further develop our strong relationship with CAVAC, particularly through our sport-related and art and design provision. Many students graduating today will have started their journey at CAVAC, Cardiff and the Vale College. You're also a regular contributor to our MSc Sport broadcast programme at Cardiff Met, and the team tell me Jason's enthusiasm is infectious, his sporting knowledge is encyclopedic, and his ability as a broadcaster is phenomenal. He is, without a doubt, the hardest working person in Welsh media. His talent and his work ethic is what sets him apart. Final Score, a 4-hour live BBC programme with no auto-cue, no breaks, and a continuous stream of breaking news results from across the country. It's one of the hardest jobs in broadcast, but Jason makes it look easy. In 2021, you set up and established Jams and Mr. B Productions, a modern, multicultural, 21st century company that's working to help provide life-changing opportunities for people from underrepresented communities in the media industry. You've already signed up one of our sport media students who, thanks to your mentorship, has been working as a production runner with BBC Sport and now presents a Cardiff City podcast with Nathan Blake. Your passion for sport, for the Welsh language, for supporting the educational opportunities for young people from underrepresented communities in media and broadcast align closely with the values and strategic ambitions of Cardiff Metropolitan University, and we look forward to continuing to work together for the benefit of future generations. Jason, Diolch yn fawr, Chancellor, Lord Mayor, Vice-Chancellor and President, it is my privilege to present to you Jason Mohammad for the award of Honorary Doctorate at Cardiff Metropolitan University.
first time I've been at the Wales Millennium Centre since I saw Mamma Mia, so don't expect me to break out to knowing me, knowing you. It's not going to happen. Chancellor, Lord Mayor, Chair of Governors, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, distinguished guests and colleagues, thank you very much indeed. Diolch o galon. Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Pwynhawn da. It is an honour and a privilege to be standing here on this stage with you all today. What an exceptional afternoon. And I'm truly humbled to be standing here in the Wales Millennium Centre in Bute Town. And even though I am an Ely boy, and always will be, this part of Cardiff has a very special place in my heart. Because at the age of 9, it was where I learned the Quran and learned the essential aspects of my faith. A faith that has shaped me and my family and my determination to work hard and to reach the top in broadcasting. Champions aren't made in gyms. Champions are made from something they have deep inside them. They have to have the skill and the will. But the will must be stronger than the skill. Not my words, but the words of one of the greatest sports stars to grace this planet, Muhammad Ali. It is a quote I came across when I was 12 years old as a sports-mad kid growing up in Cardiff. It is a quote I have at the front of my diary and also in my office. And I want you all, graduates today, to take that quote and use it every single day. And here's the reason why. In my business, in education, in law, in medicine, in business, whatever, there are many, many talented people. But what sets you apart, it's not the talent. It's the skill and the will and the graft. This oration today has really, really touched me. It is perhaps the nicest thing anyone has ever written about me. And it's not for me. It's for the people who gave me an opportunity to demonstrate my talent. But what I did was I said thank you to them by putting in the graft and the determination and the grind, because that's what you need to succeed in my field, in broadcasting. There were many people when I was growing up in Cardiff, when I told them I wanted to work on BBC Radio, in BBC Football, on television, using the Welsh language, and often when I said my dream was to be at a World Cup final, they laughed at me. And the reason they laughed at me is because I didn't go to the right school. And they said, you got no chance. But for those people who know the folk of Cardiff, and especially people from Ely, the worst thing you do is write us off. Because you write us off, and we will show you just how hard we can graft. So this honorary doctorate today means so much to me, because not only am I in my home city of Cardiff to accept this, I am also delighted to say that we have a very strong working relationship with Cardiff Metropolitan University. I love what you do at the university in terms of your professionalism and your class. But this is very special today. I'm standing here in the heart of Bute Town, just a stone throw away from the South Wales Islamic Centre, which has shaped my life. So once again, I want to thank the university, everybody associated with putting on today's events, and pay tribute to every single one of you who are embarking on your, I have no doubt, will be remarkable journeys. But please, if there's one thing you take away from this speech today, as I accept very gracefully this honorary doctorate, Don't let anyone ever tell you that you cannot succeed in your field. No matter where you come from, which school you went to, which university you went to, which family you belong to, you can succeed. I'm living proof of that today. Please remember those words as you embark on your careers. You have to have the skill and the will. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Programme Director Ruth Fairchild will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Food and Science Technology.
Hannah Bowen. Owen Crocombe. Alexander Cuthbert. Samuel Gibbs. Nur Irina Haji Hamidin. Nathan Hall. Bradley Light. Anna Maria Sarafi.
Programme Director Anita Setanijad will announce the students being awarded Master of Science in Food Science and Technology with Food Chemistry and Biochemistry.
Siniha Mary John. Midan Babu.
Programme Director Amanda Squire will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Clinical Nutrition.
Kate Eleanor Squire. And now for the Bachelor of Science Honours with Human Nutrition and Dietetics, Megan Carpanini. Zoe Angela Carroll. Heidi Cleaver. James Condon. Thomas Court. Thomas Kyle Davies. Cerys Davies. Laura Alfies. Lauren Jones. Kimberly Larkham. Rebecca Line Perkis. Isabel Leslie March. Caris Faith Plimmer. Rianne Price Jones. Bria Rees. Seren Gwen Smith. Angie Spencer. Sarah Thomas. Colby Williams.
Programme Director Ruth Fairchild will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Nutrition.
Holly Berkel-Filer. Kyle Lewis Axel Butler. Madeleine Rachel Clark. Sophie Emma Dalton. Lucy Farrant. Cara Alana Fowler. Lauren Rose Lindsay Hall. Good. The next student, in a very tough year, has been awarded the Mrs. Robert Picton Memorial Prize for the best overall nutrition student. So well fought. Alice Jeffress. Gazia Wahid Khan. Barney Latcham. Cian Reagan MacDonald. Ebony Nottage. Rosie O'Neill. Caitlin Thomas. Megan Webley.
Programme team member Ali Gunn will announce the students being awarded Postgraduate Diploma in Dietetics.
Shanice Bolat. Paige Burville. Rebecca Collum. Kiva Condon. Emma Fitzsimon Ryan. Cleona Hume. Gregory Morgan. Hermione Samaya. Rachel Webb. Emma Martina White.
Programme Director Anita Saradeni. Programme Director, I'm just going to do apologies while we just work out who we're doing. Programme Director Ali Gunn is going to announce the student awarded a Master in Dietetics.
Daniel Webb. And we've got for the Masters of Food Science and Technology with Food Safety Management, Gopi and Kanthi. And for the Masters of Food Science and Technology with Food Chemistry and Biochemistry Industry, Lambanish Yadav Shamana.
Rebecca has been one of our most outstanding ambassadors, both for her programme and for Cardiff Met, while studying for her dietetics qualification. At a time of huge adjustments, both in the university and in the NHS, Becca has shown resilience and adaptability over and above that required to merely pass a degree. She's been a member of Cardiff Met Student Dietetics Society and of the Welsh Board of the British Dietetics Association. In addition to that, she's been a passionate advocate for healthy eating in wider society. Rebecca's a Welsh Food Advisory Committee member and a Healthy Weight, Healthy Wales ambassador. She's remained fiercely committed to advocating for healthy food and lifestyle in all her ventures. She was one of a panel of experts providing food advice on S4C Fit Cymru programme. Becca has been and will no doubt continue to be a real asset to dietetics Congratulations, Rebecca, recipient of the Dean's Award for 2022. Programme Director Sarah Curran will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Podiatry.
Rosemary Braken. Erin Drain Driscoll. Alicia Hayes. To receive the prize for the Huntley Award, Alice Miriam Jones. Lauren Miller. Charlotte Owen. To receive the Firefly Award for the Best Clinical Performance, Bethan Louise Phipps. Catherine and Harriet Richards. Paul Rideout Jones. Marcia Garnett Small. To receive a Masters in Advanced Practice Musculoskeletal Studies, Steven Evans. Habiba Cardo.
Programme Director Val Scully will announce the students being awarded Master of Science in Occupational Health, Safety and Wellbeing.
Joseph Nduka Emidem Chukwuji. Uchechi Hope Evyurolobi. Damilola Fiseo Fedayora. Olaronke Moshood. Lydia Odiez. Yoyinsola Olarawaju. Oluwafiseo Lydia Olaronsola. Frederick Chukwumeka Adichuku Onyuwatsarola. Adebayo Mustafa Oyeniyan. Damilola Quadri Elijura. Donald Enadegi.
Dr. Rachel Adams will announce a student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
Owen Rees Griffiths. For the PhD entitled The Development and Preclinical Assessment of Ovine Anti-TNF-alpha Polyclonal Antibodies for the Oral Treatment of Inflammatory Bowel Disease. Owen is a pharmacist, and he was keen to undertake a PhD in the development of therapeutics working with a pharmaceutical company. And he did just that. This was a collaborative project with Micropharm Limited. It was funded by the European Social Fund on a knowledge exchange student scholarship scheme. With Micropharm, whose core expertise lies in raising antisera against a range of target molecules. The disease that Owen worked on was inflammatory bowel disease, which is a chronic relapsing inflammatory disorder, and this includes ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. The disease affects 6.8 million people worldwide. The particular molecule that Owen was working on, tumor necrosis factor, plays an important role in the disease. And there are biological therapies for TNF blockade, but these involve systemic administration of monoclonal antibodies. And these treatments have got a significant cost burden. And importantly, they may be effective, but they can have damaging systemic effects and adverse events. So the aim of Owen's research was to optimize the production of a cheaper, equally effective anti-TNF alternative in the form of polyclonal antibodies raised in sheep. And Owen did that. And then once he had achieved this, he set about demonstrating that they were effective. He used a range of human tissue equivalent models of inflammatory bowel disease. And this has allowed the development of a therapeutic oral product for treatment of inflammatory bowel disease. Owen didn't just have achievements in inflammatory bowel disease. During Owen's PhD, he also made significant contributions to the preservation of Welsh mountain ponies and cobs. He's lectured widely across the United States, and he's been awarded an honorary title of International Ambassador for the Welsh Pony and Cob Society of America. In addition, he's also bred Clwyd Dakota, a Welsh mountain pony colt which actually stood supreme equine out of 470 entries in the Welsh Winter Fair in 2021. And he sold him on to no one less than Sandy Anderson, the Horse of the Year owner. So good achievements there too. And Owen, as a pharmacist, during the pandemic, also made time to assist frontline staff as a clinical pharmacist. He worked prescribing and advising patients. It's truly commendable that you applied your knowledge and your skills to the greater need during a very difficult period. Owen is an outstanding researcher of the highest calibre. I'm extremely proud of his achievements, and I'm delighted to award him a Doctor of Philosophy.
Programme Director Amy Louise Pryor will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Psychology.
Layla Aylan. Mahira Ahmed. Hanukkah Alam. Cassie Anderson. Lugain Asager. Bethan Atkinson. Sophie Beale. Lauren Beeman. Samuel Michael Berclough. Ellie Louise Bolt. Jessica Amelia Brown. Alicia Fatima Kafour. Joseph Christopherson. Amber Daniels. Emily Mary Dix. Ryan Evans. Regan Gent. Amy Godwin. Sophia Gristwood. Demi Haynes. Rebecca Laura Johnson. Kaylee Olivia Ann King. Kyle Latner. Megan Louise Lewis. Sharina Lowe. Sagal Mohammad. Arianji Abasadi Makanji. Isabella Macon. Harvey Matthewson. James Patrick McCarthy. Tyler Millard. Nadia Moon. Jennifer Baman. Kylie Amber Pierce. Ella Pugh. Millie Quinn. Mia Reed. Caitlin Roberts. Maura Sacramento. Alicia Sweeney. Eva Thompson. Benny Joe. Lisa Sophie Vella. Damon Waller. The next student is awarded the British Psychological Society Welsh Branch Student Prize, Richard Warren. Christy Watkins. Eloise Wheeler. Zachary Robert Wilkinson. Phoebe Williams. Isabel Blaze Richardson.
Programme Director Leanne Watson will announce the students being awarded Postgraduate Diploma in Practitioner Forensic Psychology.
Lisa Chowan. Jodie Llun. Mutsa Machacha. Rohit Singh. Esther Alice Rutman. So announcing the Masters in Forensic Psychology, Lily Forwell. Aleri Fuller. Harriet Goodwin. Sophie Halsall. Chloe Marie Heyman. Sarah Jones. Stephanie Nicole Visconti. Ray Lewis. Emily Phillips. Anastasia Robert. Georgia Madeline Roberts. Emily White. Lauren Williams. Hannah Wilson.
Programme Director Heidi Siegel will announce the students being awarded Postgraduate Diploma in Health Psychology.
Otto Obong Tong Escuto. And now announcing the MSc in Health Psychology, Kyle McGovern. Carlos Rapido. Joshua Smith. Gracie Snell. Megan Squire.
Programme Director Ian Bezodis will announce the students being awarded Master of Research, Health.
Catherine Fieldhouse.
Dr. Dan Heads will announce the student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
As a practitioner forensic psychologist working in secure mental health settings, Marnie was concerned with how offenders are supported to think about and manage their behaviours. Marnie came to Cardiff Met to complete a forensic doctorate, looking to develop her knowledge and research skills with an interest in developing a better understanding of trauma-based interventions in secure services that could be used alongside offence-focused interventions. Marnie explored the acknowledged link between trauma, mental health and criminal behaviour, in particular focusing on the potential benefits of EMDR therapy. The study's aim of exploring experiences of EMDR within secure services was achieved through a series of interviews with participants recruited from secure mental health services from across the United Kingdom. 4 key themes were identified from analysis, and these highlighted how EMDR therapy was life-changing for all of the participants involved. Marnie's research demonstrated that EMDR was not an easy therapy for participants to engage in, requiring them to confront challenging events from their past. Yet overall, participants recognised the importance of facing their trauma. The process of collecting data from secure NHS settings was not without its challenges, and Marnie negotiated access to participants with good humour and patience. The outcome of this work was in how Marnie demonstrated the value of the therapy as an intervention that can be used successfully, and showed how a number of factors should be considered when offering a trauma intervention within a secure service. As well as reducing personal distress and related mental health difficulties, Marnie has shown that EMDR therapy has the potential to have a broader impact on problematic behaviour. So for a doctorate in forensic psychology with a thesis entitled Personal Experiences of EMDR Therapy within Secure Services, I present Dr. Marnie Allen.
Programme Director Rhea Bayliss will announce the students being awarded Bachelor of Science in Speech and Language Therapy.
Naomi Ashton. Lucy Georgina Burrows. Isabel Cattrall. Savannah Chadder. Mackenzie Cobb. Megan Davis. Arabella Rosetta Davis. The next student is the recipient of our academic prize and also the joint winner of our final year project prize, Rosie Elliott. Ella Fedida. Delith Francis. Eleanor Fryer. Francesca Gallo. Cassandra Gibson. Fionn Griffiths. Amelia Hayward. Camilla Hockridge. Alexandra Howell. Beverly Hoyles. Tamsin Lewis. Danielle Martin. Samantha McGranahan. Alicia Middleton. Anna Mitchell. Sally Morris. The next student is the recipient of the Natalie Webb Clinical Prize, Lucy Nicholson. Bethan Ogle. Margaretta Smallwood. Amanda Smith. Megan Smith. Lindsay Taylor. Keris Thomas. Phoebe Tootill. Keris Wallace. Eleanor Warren. Nicole Washington. Molly Wright.
Programme Director Hannah Amos will announce the students being awarded Master of Science in Speech and Language Therapy.
Kywin Douglas.
Dr. Robert Mayer will announce the student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
I present to you Ronwyn Lewis for completing the doctoral project titled Early Phonological Development in Children Residing in Welsh English Communities, Typical and atypical patterns. Bronwyn came to Cardiff Metropolitan University as a speech and language therapist with a particular keen interest in child speech. Using a longitudinal design, Bronwyn examined the development of speech sounds during the one-word stage in children growing up in single and dual language homes in a bilingual community in North Wales. Data collection involved video recording children whilst they interacted with a parent during play activities. These child-adult interactions were repeated every 8 weeks, starting at 13 months of age and lasting until the end of the one-word period. And that resulted in an exceptionally large and rich data set amounting to nearly 70 hours of video footage. The focus of the analysis was to identify children's development on consonants and word shapes, areas that are clinically particularly relevant, and also to examine the role of the language of the environment in speech development. The results revealed similarities in the children's sound systems across Welsh and English, but also very interesting language-specific patterns, in particular on the word shapes. The children showed systematic growth in consonant inventory and word shapes, but the data also revealed a particularly interesting case of atypical speech development in one child. And that is particularly significant in Bronwyn's findings, in that it's the first clearly documented case of atypical development in a child, in the speech of a bilingual child, younger than 3 years. As such, the findings of the study have extremely important clinical and theoretical implications for the study of speech development in children growing up in bilingual communities. I would like to congratulate Dr. Lewis for completing her PhD with such enthusiasm, dedication, and intellectual curiosity. She's an exceptionally talented researcher, and it has been a pleasure and honor to supervise her.
Professor George Karani will announce a student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
Colonel Ali Al-Kabali is awarded a doctorate on a project on determination of natural radioactivity in the United Arab Emirates. The aim of the study was to assess the natural and artificial radioactivity levels in rainwater, in water, sand, and sediment. This was the first project that has been carried out in the area that was able to provide a comprehensive background radiological baseline studies. Because of the long coastal in the Gulf, around 650 kilometers, it was important for the researchers to be able to identify the number of sites that were necessary for the study to be completed. In total, we had around 79 sites that we selected for the sampling. Because also of the large area that we needed to cover, four-wheel drives, ship, and specialized boats and helicopters were used to take these researchers that were collecting the samples. The radioactivity levels were analyzed in the laboratory using various equipment, and I'm not going to go into the equipment that were used. We determined a number of radionuclides, thorium, potassium, and also the cesium. The importance of this study is that the background levels that have been identified would be used, especially now that the United Arab Emirates has started doing some work on the radioactivity. There was a number of quality assurance and preparatory methods that were used during the analysis, and the student and his supervisors took considerable amount of time in making sure that all quality assurances were adhered to. The student in particular would like to appreciate the supervisors, Professor George Karani and Professor Said Al-Makabali. He would like also to particularly thank the team of Chemical Defense Unit at United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi. He also would like to thank his family and friends, and especially his wife, who is attending this ceremony. Just a few words I want to say about this particular approach that we use, where the student mainly undertook the field work in his home country. This approach has advantages both to the student and to the staff at the Cardiff School of Sport and Health Sciences. For the student, he was close to his family and friends, and the project was able to be realized. The project that was realized would have had significant impact since relevant stakeholders had been involved, and therefore the impact and the realization of the role that particular project would do was carried very quickly. For the staff at the Cardiff School of Sport Health Sciences, it gave us an opportunity to be able to meet other collaborators in the universities and in the government. It gave us, me as a director of study, an opportunity to be able to present a seminar in the before officers of the United Arab Emirates Army headquarters, and also able to appreciate the innovative methods, especially when collecting samples using helicopters and ship. For the project on the doctorate, determination of natural radioactivity in the United Arab Emirates, I present to you Colonel Al-Said Al-Makbali.
Professor Philip James will announce the student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
Like many of you here, Jamie was a Cardiff Metropolitan graduate in Biomedical Sciences, and as an accredited scientist had developed a keen interest in blood transfusion. This was a collaborative research project with the Welsh Blood Service under the Knowledge Exchange Scholarship Scheme funded by Welsh Government and the European Social Fund. The Welsh Blood Service is the sole provider of blood products for transfusion across Wales. The need for a constant supply of donors is driven by the fact blood components all have a finite lifespan in storage. Platelets, essential for blood homeostasis and normal clotting, are stored for only 7 days, after which they quickly lose function and are no longer viable. The reasons for this limited lifespan are not precisely known. To study this, Jamie set up model systems of storage in our laboratory that mimic precisely the standard conditions. Using new biochemical and analytical techniques, a significant finding was that a high proportion of platelets are starved of oxygen in the bag, even when stored under standard conditions. Jamie also showed that platelets in storage produce microscopic vesicles that can aid blood clotting, a fact that might be useful during trauma and could lead to new transfusion products. Jamie took the opportunity to apply these techniques to study the effect of COVID-19 on 750 staff during the first 9 months of the pandemic. It is truly commendable that you applied your knowledge and skill to the greater need during a very difficult period. Jamie has developed into an outstanding researcher of the highest caliber, and I am extremely proud of his achievements and his PhD entitled The Platelet Storage Lesion: Novel Approaches to Optimize the Function and Quality of Stored Platelet Concentrates. Cass became known to me whilst an undergraduate student at the University of Western England and was keen to gain research experience. He joined our research group as part of a professional training year, and after graduating in biomedical sciences at UWE, he wished to undertake a PhD. We had clearly brought him to the dark side. There are over 7,000 people who suffer a full-blown stroke in Wales every year. This often preceded by a mini-stroke, or what we call a TIA. 1 in 4 TIA patients will suffer a stroke within 1 year. And yet there is no way of predicting which TIA patients are more at risk. Cass's project focused on endothelial cells, the cells which line every blood vessel in our body. It aimed to establish their role and that of the microscopic vesicles they produce in TIA and in stroke. To address this, Cass set up model systems in our laboratory that mimic the pathological events in TIA and stroke. Studies that provided new insights into the effect of a lack of oxygen on endothelial cells and on blood clotting. Work that is published in peer-reviewed scientific journals. These new findings were then applied to a cohort of TIA patients in Cwm Taf Morgannwg University Health Board to gain novel insights to predicting risk of clotting and stroke in TIA patients. Research that continues in the form of a follow-up PhD. Like Jamie and many of our other PhDs, Cass also applied these techniques opportunistically to study the effect of COVID-19 infection on risk of clotting in a study involving 750 Cardiff Metropolitan University staff during the first 9 months of the COVID pandemic. You are commended on applying your knowledge and skill to address the greater need during a very difficult time. I am extremely proud to present Cass today as an accomplished researcher in the highest calibre and for a PhD entitled The Characterization of Endothelial Extracellular Vesicles During Stroke.
Professor Sarah Curran will announce a student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
As an experienced specialist clinician working in NHS, Joe had witnessed a change to health demographics in the UK, the rise in chronic and complex conditions such as diabetes and the significant challenges this caused for podiatrists. As Jo entered academic life, she observed that undergraduate clinical teaching in podiatry was not keeping pace with these changes and sought to challenge the status quo. Her aim was to provide solutions that would help to facilitate contemporary approach to learning and teaching in the clinical setting through extended skill and knowledge. Her project included an investigation on the changing role boundaries within her own profession of podiatry and how other professions overcame similar challenges within practice and clinical education. This was then followed by an action research approach involving participants from a range of backgrounds and experience within the podiatry profession. The overwhelming theme emerged was that there was a need for change, with particular emphasis on increasing student knowledge and skill in the management of chronically ill and complex patients. Indeed, managing patients with complex conditions are difficult, and for an undergraduate, the prospect of potentially causing harm to someone's health who is compromised can be daunting. Jo turned to technology and simulated learning to find a solution that could provide students with opportunity to practice extended skills and build knowledge whilst ensuring no harm came to patients. Her work produced an original model of learning and teaching for application within the clinical setting, and one that extends beyond podiatry. The model is called SMART and has simulated learning and technology at its core. However, its unique concept involves the addition of moulage and olfaction. In other words, mannequins or scripted patient actors are used in the clinical setting to aid student training. The added realness is achieved by using specialist stage makeup used in TV and the film industry to apply wounds and skin lesions typically seen on complex patients to models and actors. Foot wounds, sadly, are encountered in practice all too often, and they become infected. So the ability to add smells to this type of scenario also increases reality and a chance for students to experience real-world challenges in a controlled and harm-free environment. The model has gone on to help with clinical training and assessments during the COVID pandemic and has influenced further research. Her thesis, entitled Pedagogic Clinical Teaching within the Postgraduate Setting, creating an evidence-informed approach. It's my absolute pleasure. I'm absolutely delighted to call Jo, my colleague. I announce a professional doctor for Dr. Joanne Fawcett.
Dr. Dan Heads will announce the student being awarded Doctor of Philosophy.
Jo came to Cardiff Met as a research assistant, working in biomedical labs while also contributing to teaching in applied psychology, particularly biological psychology. These two areas are reflected in her thesis. Jo started a PhD as part of the Aging Well project. The research considered how lifestyle alters DNA and shapes our later life and likelihood of developing age-associated diseases such as cancer and heart disease. She developed a novel way of measuring telomere length, and her research combined biomedical and psychological methods in an innovative manner. Psychological stress was shown to shorten telomeres and can thus be used to help predict age-associated disease. The research helps to inform medical understanding for a more holistic approach to lifestyle and public health, which can lead to better approaches to disease for a healthy later life. For a thesis entitled Combined Effects of Diet and Stress on Telomere Shortening, I present Dr. Joanne Warner.
Would all students from Cardiff School of Sport and Health Sciences please stand? President and Vice-Chancellor, I call upon you to admit these graduands.
By the authority vested in me by Cardiff Metropolitan University, I admit you to your various awards as indicated in the programme and to all the privileges of those awards. Congratulations, Class of 2022.
Many congratulations to you all. Graduates, please be seated. I now call upon the Chancellor to make his final address.
Ladies and gentlemen, and specifically the graduating class of 2022, congratulations on your success, because what you have achieved during a particularly difficult time is truly exceptional. The staff and governing body of the university are immensely proud of you and of your achievements. You are now alumni of and ambassadors for Cardiff Metropolitan University. As a graduate, you are part of the growing community of Cardiff Met alumni around the world, some 215,000 graduates so far. You are starting a new chapter in your life as a Cardiff Met graduate. The university will always be here to support you, and we want to continue to help you to make a success of your life. We offer practical and individual advice on employability and careers to all of our graduates, so please do ask if you require any advice or support. We also offer financial support via discounted fees to those progressing to master's level programs within the university. So please do keep in touch, allow us to continue to help you, and let us know about your life and your successes. We know you'll go on to achieve great things. You, the graduating class of 2022, have acquired an education and a set of professional skills underpinned by values that will enable you to touch the lives of others in your professions and careers as global citizens and with your friends and family. You have the power to do much good with the education you've gained at Cardiff Met and with all you've learned about how to live and work with others, to use your talents to help to bring peace and prosperity to the world and to bridge its many divisions. In doing so, you will inevitably face new challenges. You've overcome many already, but there will be a need for further development and growth so you can reach your full potential at all stages of your life. We'll always be here to help you to do the very best that you can. On behalf of us all at the university, we wish you every success for the future as a Cardiff Met graduate. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr.
Ladies and gentlemen, and you, the class of 2022 graduates, boneddigion y boneddigesau, a chi, graddedigion dewi fi a 22. We hope that you have enjoyed this day and it's been worth waiting for. And do you continue to celebrate the day and have a safe journey home? Please, can you all stand? And remain standing until the platform party has left the auditorium. I call upon the Chancellor to formally close this ceremony. Diolch yn fawr.
Ladies and gentlemen, I declare this congregation closed. Many congratulations to you all.